Swayam Prabha. Digital India. Educated India.
Welcome students. We have discussed so far, introduced a number of things, number of machines, number of systems. Then we also introduced that what is mineral processing and mineral processing plants. So today we will be discussing a little bit different, that is we will be talking about the maintenance and monitoring. So after this class you should be able to describe the maintenance systems followed in a bulk material handling, particularly in the mineral processing plants. We will be giving just a bit introduction of this mineral processing operations, and we will not go to the main processing operations, but the handling before doing those mineral processing. Then carry out performance related studies of a mineral processing plant, because the whole operation of a mineral beneficiation plant or a coal washery, their job is to handle a huge quantity of bulk solid material and then prepare it for the different processing jobs. In doing so, we introduce a lot of machines. You have heard of this, your receiving hopper, crusher, screen, then conveyors. We have got this whole system. Maybe having in your receiving section, you will be having stacker, reclaimer. So all these machines, for their perfect operation, they need to be maintained well, because at the time of designing, the things are taken care of, but during operations, if you are not taking care of that what type of situation it can handle, and then if a problem comes or it starts coming, at that time if you do not take timely action, systems can go wrong. So that is why this is a very practical oriented things that you need to know. So here two figures are here, I have just copied from net. That is, one is showing this side, it is a picture of a iron ore processing plant, where they say openly they are keeping all this that iron ore from the mines, how they are coming, they are crushed, then they are washed, then they are beneficiated to certain extent. The other one is showing in the schematic diagram for how that Rio Tinto, that big company, they are having in Western Australia their plant. It also shows that how that run of mine material iron ore, when it comes, they give to the receiving hopper, from there going to a scalping screen, and then they differentiate that minus 30 and plus 30 sizes, and then they go with a series of conveyor belts, and they are taking up, and then again there are closed loop as well as open loop systems. Ultimately they bring that through the feeders, they are bringing it to your another by conveyor systems to a tripper, to a stacker, so that it is going and stacked over there, and from there it is dispatched by wagon loader and things like that. So same thing is coming for the other product also, they are bringing it. So they have got a stockyard, and then they have got. So basically what is there in any mineral processing plant, they do lot of activities, that from the surface layout, as you have seen in the figure, you know that where is what, and then you have got this the main job of the processing plant, that is it will be bringing this thing, that concentration will be improved. You have learned those operation of handling operation like communications, sizing, then gravity concentration, magnetic separation, those you study in your mineral engineering classes. But this whole system involves number of machines, like size reduction machines. You have got different primary crushers, secondary crusher, tertiary crushers. They have got so many different makes, they make it. Then these machines have got various components. Components in the sense, there are the machine elements combined together for a common purpose to do that, that is a machine. But for that, machine may be having some of this your operating part, that is where the energy is given from one end to the another one to give some motions. That is, wherever you are having the working member, the working member will be having a motion which is exactly being brought from a source of energy. So, there is a different type of drive, and then there would be either a linear motion or there would be a rotary motion. Wherever a rotary motion, things are there with a bearing, it is having. In linear motion, so there will be having exactly sliding motion. So, these surfaces of different parts, they are subjected to wear and tear. Then there would be, that is your in the drive sections, in your transmission sections, or everywhere they may be subjected to some abuse because of the maybe overload coming, maybe overheating coming. So, under this condition, you need to maintain it. Maintain means every plant has got a life. So, that means your plant will have to do say for 12 or 15 years. So, your equipment what you have brought, it should go up to there. You don't want to replace the whole unit, but by that some of the elements which are getting used more loaded, more stressed, they may have to be changed, but then when? But before changing, certain actions can be done on it, so that we need not change and it will run up to this. Now, while running it, that means sometimes you will have to give oil for that lubrications, you will have to give fuel for the driving power, and sometimes you will have to do the cleaning and all operations. So, from the beginning to the end, the whole life cycle, certain operations are done and a cost is there. You need to do a plant maintenance, so that the overall life cycle cost can be reduced. So, that means if you do not maintain, or if you maintenance means making a system or a component to work to its desired conditions, giving desired output, consuming the specified amount of input in the term of energy or manpower, whatever it is. So, if that is the thing, the maintenance is to do it to go running it in a smoothly. Now, what exactly it does? That means, if you are doing maintaining well, the machine will not be down, or there will not be downtime of the machine, means machine is always uptime, and that one, when you will be doing a little bit more studies of operation research or more economics, engineering economics, we will be getting a term called the machine must be available. That availability, after that, once it is available, that means machine, if you put on that exactly to start, it will start, it is ready. But when it is ready, it is supposed to give say a particular thing, it is supposed to take in a scoop say 10 meter cube, but it is giving in a scoop that only it can load the say only 7 meter cube, because maybe inside something has gone wrong, or when it is taking over there, because of the vibration some material spill, that means ultimately the transferring is giving only say 60% or 70%. That means, along with your availability, another important term which you will be coming into cross, you can note it down, that is called capacity utilization. Now, that your uptime can be maintained and downtime can be avoided, and that capacity utilization is enhanced, so that your production schedule is maintained. If your capacity utilization, that is the whatever its capacity to work, If it cannot work up to that capacity, that means also your system is not well maintained. Then another thing is, while it is a working in as per the design is, it is such that there will not be any untoward incident. You maintain in such a way, suppose you are having a machine, it has got a walkway. Now that walkway was having suppose some crack, or because a rock fell down and there was a damage, and then ultimately it was just some bolt nut has gone out. Now if you do not repair it, or if you do not maintain it to keep it, set it to again as it was originally, someday somebody is leaning on that, as because it has already weak, it fell, and then the person may fall down out of that from the walkway. So that means you will have to maintain to avoid injury. It may so happen, suppose you are in a plant that where you are walking by the side of the, say, a gearbox is there, at the time of filling oil into the gearbox, some of the oil fell onto this walkway, and then you are just you left it, okay, theek hai, kam chal raha hai. But at that time, if somebody slips over there, he may fall, he may crack his head. So that's why that by proper maintenance, that means you will have to maintenance, one job is to be kept in a clean and then very perfect conditions. If it is not clean, it may lead to your injury. Then your machines, that is your asset. Asset is anything which has been introduced into your system for the carrying out the operations for a profitable reason. Now this that asset may get damaged, it may not be able to use it. So that's why by doing a maintenance, you might have heard recently that there was a building collapse in Delhi and many people died. That means that building was never looked into, that what type of problem may come, and there were never a maintenance work was carried out. Because in a maintenance, one important word which is coming is monitoring. You maintain only, that is, you monitor what is going on. If it is that its strength is okay, it's that it's using in a proper way, its performance are okay, that monitoring is an integral part of maintenance, whether you do your visual inspection and visual monitoring, or you do a instrumented inspection and instrumented monitoring. So that is why you exactly avoid the damages to your asset by properly and timely actions taken on it. The other thing is enhancing the asset's life. That means if you properly do the things, that asset can be used up to its total life. Otherwise, you will have to do a premature failure and you will have to change it. Then another thing is there, in whatever way you are working in your plant, ultimately you are taking certain input and then you are going to give an output. Now that output should be safer. Now in some of the plant it may happen that exactly in the processing, if your things are to when you are producing at that time, if you are where you should create some particular size of lump, but what it is doing, it is producing more powder, because the machine exactly do a lot of vibrations over there. When it was preparing, say, some pellets, that pellets crash and then lot of. So in the end user, when he is receiving, then it may give lot of dust at his environment, which can be injurious to the persons working over there. So that means by not properly maintaining your system, you may give problem to the end user also. So I think it is enough. I have said that what is maintenance and why in a plant that maintenance is required is known to you. Then what type of strategy you will be taking, that in your plant, that how you will do the maintenance. That depending on that, there are different type of maintenance systems. Sometimes we say what are the different types of maintenance system, or sometimes we tell that what is the strategy of maintenance. One thing is our reactive maintenance. Sometimes we say it is a breakdown maintenance. We do not do anything. You perform repairs when the equipment only when it fails down. Example is, you never looked into that what is the condition of your bicycle chain. You many a times do not see also the conditions, whether that exactly how smoothly the bearings of the cycle is working. You never oil it, and when you see that lot of cracking sound is coming, or when you find that the chain is getting slipping while you are riding, at that time you go and take some maintenance on your bicycle. There that was, but some people are there, they will do a preventive maintenance, so that before any failure comes, he will look into it. Every day you will be doing your putting oil into the machine, then he will be just seeing that things go smoothly. He will be seeing that whether yes, okay, that he will check whether the even a bicycle the chain is having any slack, that is, or whether your back rear wheel need to be pushed little bit, so that the bicycle chain tension is proper. So that is a maintenance. That means in your reactive maintenance or breakdown maintenance, you do not do, you don't spend your time, you don't invest your time, you don't invest in buying some oil and putting it over there. By that you are saying, okay, your cost of operation, your cost of using or having that machine is very less. It may so happen that when, if it does not break, fine, but if it breaks, then when you cannot go, you cannot in a bicycle case, your bicycle chain is falling down, you cannot go on time into your class, or sometimes while putting the chain up you will be breaking all the black spots on your face. So that is exactly the cost. Ultimately it may be very costlier, though immediately by doing a breakdown maintenance you can save some money. Your crusher, you do not stop thinking that okay, abhi maintenance ka zarurat nahi hai, this whole crushing plant will be running. But after sometimes when certain, if the bearing or that your toggle, you might have seen the toggle where it is moving with there as a bearing, if that bearing has failed, then what will happen? Then your you are not stopping every day 2 hours for maintenance, then maybe the whole shift will go in repairing it. So in that way you will be incurring heavy loss. That is the problem with the breakdown maintenance or reactive maintenance. In the preventive maintenance, they do systematic maintenance, and how they do? They do a routine task. There will be a checklist. That is why preventive maintenance sometimes called checklist also. So if you are having in a conveyor belt drive, in the conveyor belt, you know that means you are exactly, you need to check every day if any motor is getting heated, or if it is anywhere any abnormal sound is coming, whether there is the vibration is coming additionally, whether the tension of the belt is okay, whether there is a belt is not slipping. All those things are monitored, and then you just stop for doing that cleaning. If there is any that is your material is going to the return belt over that crown pulley, that in the pulley any material is getting trapped between the conveyor and the end pulley, you remove it. Below the conveyor, if materials have got piled up, remove it and put it clean, so that operations can be doing all. So that's why your preventive maintenance. But then came another strategy called predictive maintenance. In the predictive maintenance, you do not stop all the time for doing all these routine tests. There may be it is already the nut is tight, but thing is that you will have to go and check whether it is nut is tight or not. That type of preventive maintenance you don't do. Instead, what you do, you just where there is if the nut is loose, then that particular part will vibrate. You keep a sensor over there, and then you keep monitoring that how the vibration is coming. Then what they will do, they will find okay, and only this bolt there is a maybe by tomorrow or after tomorrow it may become more loose. So when they have started a trend of getting loose, at that time you go and just tight that one. By that you will be just for the time of maintenance, which earlier you were having say 2 hours a day you are stopping it. Now you can stop it only for half an hour, maybe some of this little bit of checking and all, then your machine will be running. So every day if you increase 1 hour, production time is increased, and if your conveyor belt is having a carrying capacity say 5,000 ton per hour, that means in a month 30 days about your 150,000 ton will be produced additional. So, you can think of how it will be leading to the productivity by bringing, instead of preventive maintenance, you go for the predictive maintenance, and in that the overall cost is reduced and it will be your systems are all the time being monitored. Thing is, in the preventive maintenance you stopped only for the 2 hours and you are going checking each and everything whether it is okay or not, but when the operation is going on at that time also, in a predictive system you are being monitoring. So, now it is the operator has got only 2 eyes, but now you have taken sensors of 100 of eyes can be kept over there on the monitor on the conveyor belt to run it. So, this is what is called your predictive maintenance. So, you can define, that is your breakdown maintenance is running up to the failure, you do not do anything, when fail you repair it. Preventive maintenance is exactly you make a checklist and routinely you check and do it for, so that your any failure can be prevented, premature failure can be prevented. But in the predictive maintenance they will be monitoring, and on the basis of the monitored data they will estimate that when which maintenance is to be carried out and where there is a impending danger. Now, this another thing is there called nowadays this predictive maintenance, or it is condition based maintenance, monitoring things over there. Now, this terminology that is used often is called prognostic maintenance, that is where the condition of the equipment can be known and you can plan the perform according to a criteria critical failure. So, that means you are allowing certain things to happen as observed. So, it predicts a future performance. In a normally in a predicted maintenance you are saying that no failure will take place, but here in a prognostic you will ensure that if I operate in this way, all that things, say after 1 month also it will be giving me this much of production. So, that is where exactly the prognostic maintenance has got more intensive monitoring, and this prognostic science, it is exactly it develops what are the failure mode, in which way the system can be failing, or that what type of exactly that how the wear and aging under what type of fault conditions may arrive. So, this is you will have to be intelligent now to read the language of the machine, that how it cries in pain, how it smiles in its good, that expertise you will have to develop. Any maintenance engineer who has got this prognostic maintenance or this even that condition based maintenance, they have got a direct exactly language, they understand the language of each other. The maintenance engineer knows if by his method of testing that this is the way the machine is speaking. Now, for that what you need to know, you will have to now you know the types of maintenance. If it is a breakdown maintenance, on occurrence of the breakdown only failure they will be doing. What they do? They will have to know localization, that means where that failure come, disassembly, that item will have to be separated and do, then reassemble, then during that time they will adjust the things, they will see the balance, sometimes they will separate out, isolate something, sometimes some item can be changed from here to here. You might have seen that tire change कर देते हैं, front tire को back tire में लगा देते हैं, back का सामने में लगा देते हैं. You can interchange some of the things. Change of spares you can get it from another machine spare also. ये ज़्यादा खराब हो रहा है, you can fit it over there. You align, look into the align so that the things are working in a balance. So, this is the way how exactly the things are done. So, as we have said already that your types of maintenance are either a planned maintenance or a preventive maintenance. In the planned maintenance, we can plan the routine or the checklist for breakdown or plan and preventive under this 3 category, and here you can go on seeing that in the preventive it can be a periodic preventive, it is a predictive preventive, it can be clean, lubricate and replace job is done, oil line dynamic is done, replace critical parts, stop job static. Like that you use your some of this terminology you need to learn to put, and this will be your specific to a machine or specific to a system, which will be varying. But say once a problem comes, you should go for asking questions, that how the machine is speaking. The machine will be demonstrating something. It is if the engineer's observation skill is not developed, if it does not know the science or chemistry or that exactly how the work, energy and power is related over their machine, then he will fail to understand the language of the machine. So, but before going to what are those languages, those are the techniques by which you will be sensing the condition of the machine, that is also a part of it. But before that, when any problem comes, say for example, in your system, so whether it is a reclaimer, whether it is your some of the your vibrating machines, you may use a hydraulic cylinder, and what is there in a hydraulic cylinder? The piston, it should give a linear motion properly. If it is not happening, you can ask first the question why. Why is the cylinder don't operate smoothly? Maybe that is inside the cylinder some dust particle has come, that means the strainer was clogged, somebody may tell. Then you will be asking why the strainer is clogged. It is normally, it should not be clogging, that means there are some strainer has got some, this strainer is a screen, you have learned that in the screen different messages are there. So, there your somebody will tell yes, oil is dirty. Then your question will be why oil is dirty? Because the dirt enter into the tank, that means your oil was there in a tank, it was moving all along through the pipe, but then why this oil is again becoming dirty? That means it has got something dirt where from? Why did the dirt enter the tank? Your tank is sealed, inside that no dirt should come. So, there could be things, now you need to check what are the possibility there. That means in the tank, if there is any upper cover or there is any seal or there is any gasket, need to check that as a physical cause. Or there could be other things also, that oil when it is coming through, it is, you need to see where it has interacted, that oil, which are the portion it has lubricated. In that portion, if the bearing is moving over there, whether the dust or dirt particle are coming from the different parts inside the machine. Then if you have found that there was a hole in the gap of that one cause, if you have found, ask another question, why was there a whole gap in the tank? Then if it is there, then you will have to say repair, and during the maintenance work, you have got now a job to be done in maintenance. Then first thing is that sometimes say, okay, that person who was doing the repair at that time itself, he did not fit properly, that is why. Then you will be asking why was there a repair error? That is, again you will find that the person who was doing it, he did not follow the rule, he did not follow the procedure. Look into the procedure whether it is stipulated or not properly, what to do. Are you understanding? That means in a maintenance of a system comes when you will be putting your questions properly, you will be entering into where, and this is a investigative technique all the maintenance engineer do. So, the predictive maintenance of that monitor, it will have to detect the signs of wear that is leading to the failure of a component. If any component is failing, that it will be there. So, that means if the component is failing because of wear or anything, how will you know? That means if the machine is malfunctioning, if there is a problem coming, your bearing is, there is a wear is taking place, the that is your, you know bearing. I think in your second year classes you have studied about that wherever a shaft is there, either a ball bearing or a taper roller bearing or a roller bearing, spherical bearing, different type of bearing is there, and then maybe there is a your hydrodynamic bearing, whatever it is, that bearing when it is there, its job is to get that almost that reduced friction, and the shaft is rotating inside the bearing. Now, if there is a wear, what will happen? There will be a different type of sound will be coming, it can become more hot, it will become heat and all that thing. So, you will have to get some key indicator. That means, where any malfunction or failure is there, how you need to know. Now, there are certain tools, like you will be saying that language of the just a doctor, they test these things with a stethoscope. You have seen they have got the thermometer. Similarly, your as an engineer, if you are maintaining, if your machine is having a disease, if the machine is ailing, you will have to also have your thermometer. You will have to say you have heard that nowadays they put a catheter inside and they take the image of your the things. Same thing, you know, that is called a boroscope. You will be using your gearbox oil, whether there is oil is dirty or properly doing. You send one tube with the optical fiber tube with there, illuminate it, take a scan and then find it out. So, like that in the gearbox you can enter into and see over there. Similarly, you can put a ultrasonic, that is your high frequency, your acoustic waves are just taken out from there and you can find out how it is working. Vibration is done, that your oil is a heart of any machine, just like in our body we have got the blood. In a big machines, when the stacker, reclaimer, there you will find there is a lubricating oil, because there are so many. If you take a bucket filled reclaimer, that whole thing is just swinging. We told about it is swinging, that means it is having standing on a bearing. You have seen the bucket wheel is moving, your conveyor belt is moving, wherever is moving there are a lot of your rotating parts are there. Everywhere you will have to do the lubrication. That lubrication oil, that is why in the machine there will be a tank, and from there automatically exact amount of oil will have to go over there. So, that is why in any machine that oil and your hydraulic circuit is very, very important. Now, that oil, if it is having any problem, then your machine will be problem, just like your blood. So, you need to do your anything, doctor asks you, give a blood test, you go to a maintenance engineer, you say what is your oil contaminants है क्या, आपका oil का pollution हो गया क्या. They will start this oil analysis. From the oil they will find, if engine oil, you might have heard in the engine oil, if lot of debris are coming, means your inside that engine, your car engine, when your fuel is getting burnt, at that time you have seen, you have studied your 2-stroke and 4-stroke engines, there when it is inside the cylinder, when the piston is moving, if that oil is having this contaminant, then if a molybdenum is coming, that means you will know, that means there is on the liner, that is liner is getting damaged. Then if the liner is damaged, then what will happen, that you will not get the fuel properly burned. You may find that exactly your fuel you have given, but thing is that air is insufficient or air is more, and then the combustion is not taking properly, lot of engine problem will be coming over there. So, that oil can tell you about the condition of your engine. So, here one learning activity for you: prepare a short document explaining how ultrasonic, vibration analysis, oil analysis, lubricant conditions and wear particle can be used as a key indicator for predictive maintenance. Then you will find that your reliability centered maintenance is another, that is you calculate the reliability, whether this is exactly it will give it that uptime, performance and quality will be reliably will get it or not. For that they calculate the statistics of this whole machines, how it is working, different key indicator they do, that is that whether in a predictive maintenance they will be calculating out whether the ultrasonic detection, vibration detection, all parameters they collect, and on the basis of that parameter they can calculate it. Yes, if I want to work in 1 month back, this machine will still give me the performance. Now, that is why the plant maintenance assessment, it requires exactly what you need to know, what you are going to predict. So, some critical points to be noted for your learning activity for competence building, that how you will do the prediction, and that is the maintenance strategy you will have to study little bit. Then total hours worked, how to record working times of the machine, that is whether this the type of performance it is doing, you will have to measure time. Then how much hours since last served, you will have to monitor, that means I have done a repair, after that again sometime it has failed, that from this time to this time how much time it has taken. If between two repair the time is very long, that means you are doing a good job. But if you have repaired yesterday, today again it failed, tomorrow again it failed, that means after two failure time is getting very short, that means your maintenance is not proper. So, like that things you will have to find out those data, from that you can take a maintenance decision, and to do that the vibration analysis and vibration study is there. Here again I will tell that you must be knowing that the different type of vibrations, the force vibration, free vibrations. If you take a spring and then it will be start operating, that is a free vibrations. Now, if you keep a damper, then your vibration starts and it will be damping down, that is a damp vibrations. Now, this vibration analysis is important. Similarly, the fluid, I told you that fluid analysis will be giving you a lot of, that is you need to know that lubricant and oil which are being used, their viscosity, their particle concentrations, how much foreign particles are coming over there, what type of contaminations, what type of molecules have come over there, what is general cleanliness level, how the machine is wearing takes place, all different parameters are determined to do this fluid analysis. Then there is a thermal analysis, in which they monitor the temperature in a particular pump, motor, your steam traps, etc. in different processing plants, in your power plants you will find this. There your mainly where the temperature will be coming in the bearing portions, if that lubrication is not done properly, temperature will go high, you keep on monitoring the temperature, then you can give that. Nowadays what is done, they do the infrared, that camera, they take a thermal monitoring, temperature monitoring. When the machine is running, you can put the sensors over there, they will be all the time giving, and then where it is heating up, and then you can find out if it is a very critical things you are running with that motor, and then you are seeing that yes, temperature is going high, here the insulation may fail, here your that whole motor may freeze, where the bearing will be getting damaged. At that time you can stop some hazard and you can save your machine. That is your how that tomography and how this your infrared cameras are put over there, infrared sensors are there, and they take the total thermal image of the machines. Similarly, that you can find out, you should study that how different pumps used in your mineral pressure beneficiation plant, how the conveyor belts, how they are doing, and many times you will find in a pneumatic conveying or hydraulic circuit, if any leakage is there, then you can do the ultrasonic leak detector. What they do, if a leak is coming, then from there, because of when it is going at a very high speed over there, inside that air is going into that pipe, you can get certain sound there. High frequency is also now monitored, and that acoustic signal will give you what is the condition of leak. So, leak detector is there. So, like that a condition monitoring and expert system can be combined together to prescribe that what should be done, and it is your job. If you are interested, now we have studied different type of your handling system. In a crusher, develop a flow chart for condition monitoring of a crusher. Some of you can take up a condition monitoring of a screen. You can work for say what will happen in an iron ore beneficiation plant, or what will be there in a rice mill, whether your what type of that your condition monitoring will be there for a conveyor belt installation, whether that conveyor belt installation is in a food processing plant or it is in a mineral. That basic thing should be same. Try to develop a flow chart for this. So, that instrumented monitoring of the processing plant can be done by different type of instruments, that is electronics is coming in a big way, sensors coming, and from there how will you develop exactly the controlling equipment and for knowing these things. So, it can give to your asset management solution, that ultimately your asset lives will be improved, how your that computerized maintenance management systems are now developed. If you go to the industrial things, number of big companies, they will be giving such type of systems, computerized management, maintenance management systems are available. Very lot of development of your artificial intelligence and data analytics are put into this, and there are the opportunities where there are a lot of startup can work for serving this our industry. So, you need to go visit plant, see over there how the work is going on. So, that is way you can develop your expertise in this maintenance management. So, I have just used few terminology and general brief introductions has been given, and detailed studies of various tools and techniques are not covered here, but I have started I have given you the passwords and the link to the Moodle page. Depending on your interest, we can bring out topic over there and we can do certain exercise in Moodle, which is our teaching learning management systems I have given. If you are interested, join me there, but till then we will be continuing these discussions for our next class. Thank you very much.